have a lot of protected classes: gender, race, nationality. Like, these are the protected
But
classes.
it's not for white people. When you say gender or race,
It
it's
protects
not
all protected categories. So you can't attack someone for their belonging to a particular race or a particular religion.
But you can mock white people ad nauseum. It's not a problem. It doesn't get removed.
I'm not talking about mocking. I'm talking about abusing and harassing somebody.
But I mean, if you mock a black person in the same way, it would be considered targeted racism.
Again, it's about targeted harassment on the platform.
Well, I
But
mean,
Okay,
my
but
only-
what is targeted harassment? I mean, but when you're okay, like if you have, what is racism? Is racism only? I mean, there's this progressive perspective of racism that it's only possible if you're from a more powerful class. It's only punching down. That's the only racism. I don't think that makes any sense. I think racism is looking at someone that is from whatever race and deciding that they are in fact less worthy or less valuable, whatever it is. That takes place across the platform against white people. Now, I'm not saying white people need to be protected. I know it's easier being a white person in America. It's a fact. But it's hypocritical to have a policy that only distinguishes you can make fun of white people all day long, but if you decide to make fun of Asian folks or, fill in the blank, that is racist. But making fun of white people isn't, and it doesn't get removed. There are tons of... Like, how about Sarah Jong from the New York Times? That's
well, I can actually explain that one.
Please do.
That was... my understanding is that you guys started banning people officially under these policies around 2015, and all the tweets she made was prior to that, and so you didn't enforce the old tweets.
Yeah, so our hateful conduct policy, Joe, just to be clear, is across the board, meaning like it doesn't just protect women, it protects men and women, it protects all races, it doesn't matter. And this is how the law is set up in the United States, right? You can't discriminate against white men, you can't discriminate against black men. Like, those are the laws, right? Like, that's the structure it is. It doesn't take into consideration
So if
power
someone
dynamics.
says something about white people and mocks white people on Twitter, what do you do about that?
If it's targeted harassment
Targeted.
at a person.
So just white people in general. If you say something about white people in general, that's not an issue?
Well, I mean, we focus on targeted harassment, which is behavior that is targeted against an individual who belongs to that class.
Okay.
Because if you try to police every opinion that people have about different races or religions, like, obviously that's a very different story.